All right. Mm-hmm. Yes, sirree, Bob. Let's get this baby going. Okay. Hey, folks, what's shaking? What's going on here? We got a big show planned for you tonight. We got a lot going on playoff-wise. We got the Heat and the Lakers. Heat hanging in there with 7:42 remaining in the second. 39 Miami, 34 LA. But how long can they hold off the Lakers? We're going to find out. Let me get this shared around a little bit, and then we'll start the show up. How about that? Deal? Deal. How can you do better than that? Well, it's probably plain clear to most of you how you can do better. You can just watch all the games yourself rather than having me waste countless thankless hours of my existence keeping up on all the sports for you. That's what I do. You don't have to lift a finger. You know? You just sit back, relax, and the sports wash over you like an ocean wave. Warm, inviting, refreshing. It's the way we do the sports around here. So we'll get at that any second now. Here we go. I've got so many places to share this to. It's not even funny. Let me see. I got groups. I've got pages that I manage. It's an absolute boondoggle. It's a labyrinth. It's a mosaic. It's a thing of beauty is what it is, really, when you get down to it. Miami still up 7 minutes and 6 seconds left, 39-34 Miami. But can they do it for the rest of the game? Miami's actually playing pretty smart right now, but you play smart, you play well, you're still only up 5 on the Lakers. We'll see what happens. As the show progresses, we got some Major League Baseball to update you on. And countless other things, I'm sure, that you'll bring up and want to know about. And we'll tell you, we're not holding any sports back from you. We don't have a secret cache of sports that we're refusing to part with. No, we're not going to give you the good stuff on a Patreon account. No. We just wouldn't do it. Even if we could, we wouldn't do it. Even if we could, because it would be wrong to hold back the sports. Only a very, very cruel, small-minded person would ever do that. And that's certainly not, I almost did a bad thing. Let's see here. I wanted to go this way. Yeah. I almost made a blunder. I almost made a sports blunder while posting my sports show to a sports Facebook group. Talk about your errors. Please. It's tied up at 39 now, 6:02 left. So just in 1 minute, that 5 points disappeared like ice cream on a hot day. All right, one more here. Oh, I also got to do the Twitter. I got to do the Twitter as well. I'm sorry. It's the way it worked out. All right, here we go. Let's do the Twitter. Anybody got any hashtags? Let me have them. I'd love to see them. I've got my own, of course. But I'd also like yours. Let's do... live streaming. Yeah, that's one of the dumb dogs around here. We're gonna make them go away. They're just allowed to roam around. You just can't let dogs roam around, you know. They gotta be on a leash or attended or something. Let me see. NBA. Oh, finals. We want finals. Whoops. There we go. It's got the little trophy. I love it when they do that. NBA. We got MLB. We got MLB. Whoops. Play. Oh, come on, Tommy. MLB Play. Playoffs. Boom. Well, let me see if NLDS gets us anything. Yeah, it does. It does. That's all I got. Anybody else got anything? Anything? Anyone? Bueller? Rosie Williams is here. Better get them beans on, Rosie. Hello, Rosie. Let me know if you've got a hashtag you want, Rosie. All tied up in the NBA Finals right now. Second quarter, about 6 minutes left. 39-39. Or as I'll say to Rosie, since I know she likes the Lakers, 39-39, Lakers lead. That's a hilarious joke that gets big laughs at parties. I'll wait a couple seconds for the delay and then see if Rosie has any hashtags. If she don't, we're going to get this hip-hop party started right, man. We're going to get it on. I'm not seeing anything. I guess. Oh, she says she's good. Okay. All right, Dan. Let's just do the sports spectacular, shall we? Ooh, I even got a thumbs up there. That's high-level chatting. All righty. Oh, there's an Arby's commercial on. How come the Arby's commercials look so great and the food is so awful? We've got the meats. Is that Arby's? It's got to be Arby's. Show me food. They're showing me food. They're showing me food. They're showing me giant. No, it's Carl's Jr. Sorry. All right, here we go.
Tom was a white male. Always invited to the cookout.
Always.
But he spit straight hot fire. Okay? You said who is the best commentator on Facebook Live? Tom.
Because he spit hot fire. Yo, he even got the last name. And let me tell you this too. Tom potato salad good.
No raisins.
It ain't bland. No raisins. No raisins.
I don't care who owned the Chiefs. I hate it here. Make me sick. My allergy. Puke every time. Blah, like that. Puke.
Well, you're a goalie. You're supposed to be like that.
Somebody owned the Chiefs. We go to Florida and I get the money.
Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier.
Let me answer that. You know, that is an absolute crock of. You know, you people in the news media, all of you dwell on some negative piece of like that, and I don't know how Steve feels about it, but it just and you don't have to bleep one single word of this.
That it doesn't work for me. I gotta have more cowbell.
Harbaugh, the Indianapolis Colts, and I recommend that you wear a helmet while listening to the show.
Oh man, they clipped off my Jim Harbaugh quote. Can't believe that. Anyway, hey, how's your Tuesday going? Welcome to Tom Gulley's Sports Spectacular. I'm Tom Gulley, and all the sports we have right now is spectacular. 5:24 left in the second quarter. The Lakers and the Heat are tied at 39. It's a brouhaha. We've got Major League Baseball to update you with. A lot of other stuff, too. Morty Vicker is here in the house, as is Rosie Williams. Get them beans on, Rosie. As always, we need a rundown on what the Williams family is having for dinner. I'm sure it's much better than what I'm having. It's probably better than what you're having, unless you're having sports. And we're going to give it to you coming up right now. Hope your Sports Tuesday is going well. I've got some good news and I've got some bad news to report from the Major League Baseball playoffs. Jimmy Butler just hit a free throw. Heat up 40-39. Stewart named WNBA Finals MVP as Storm win a record-tying fourth title. Let's see here. Ronaldo, rape case moving forward in the United States. And Joe Biden referenced Doc Rivers in a fabulous speech today. Major League Baseball, end of the fourth. It's the Tampa Bay Rays 5, the New York Yankees 4. Yankees up 1-0 in that series. Bottom of the first, the Dodgers and the Padres are tied at 0. The Dodgers have men on first and second, 2 outs. We got a final today from Miami, Atlanta. And the Braves lead that series 1-0, courtesy of a 9-5 win. And the bad news, and it is bad news, the evil and hated Houston Astros leading the Oakland A's 5-2. That's a final, actually, not leading. And Houston is up 2-0 in that series. And nobody wants that. I don't want them to steal that series. Morty Vickers says Rosie made lasagna tonight. Hey now. 4:08 left in the second quarter. Lakers up 43-41 over the Heat. What else we got in sports right now? Yeah, WNBA's over. I know. You can breathe a sigh of relief. NFL power rankings, who cares? Talk in Dallas that Mike McCarthy is already on the hot seat. That's no good. Nashville 0, Minnesota 0 in Major League Soccer. Stephanie Lindley around? And there you go. There you go. There's some results in the French Open, women's fourth round. Podoroska over Svitolina and Swiatek over Trevisan. How about that? That's about all that's going on right now in sports. We'll get back to that NBA final here. Let's go to Major League Baseball real quickly. Dolores Colbert is here. She says, "Hi, Tom." Hello, Dolores. Dolores is a tough cookie, and she took some abuse today that she will not take ever again on my daytime show. My show from 2 hours ago. Daytime show. All of a sudden, I'm Ellen. I don't think so. Yankees pitcher finishes 81-game ban. Wonder how fast they'll get him into the lineup. That's German. They probably pronounce it different, but it looks like German. I'm saying German. Phils Hoskins out 4 to 6 months after elbow surgery. Indians expect Francona back for 2021. The Yankees pulled Garcia after one inning, 5-4 there. Astros Greinke is dealing with soreness in his arm. And the Braves said Acuna plunking woke them up in Game 1. Top of the fifth now, Yankees, Tampa, still 5-4 Rays with one out and nobody on. End of the first, Dodgers and Padres 0-0. A little bit of a surprise because those teams promised to bring some fireworks to the plate. And we'll keep you going up. Tyler Schollenberger says, "It's all right. I got the regulars' backs." Good. Good deal. Because I'm going to start using the ban hammer or the timeout hammer, whatever they call it. Dolores Colbert says, "Thank you, Tom and Tyler." Anytime. Anytime, Dolores. Any UFC, any other stuff you want to talk, let me know. I'll look it up. We'll talk about it. But really, it's just these playoff games going on tonight. For the most part, I hate the Yankees. I've always hated the Yankees. I always will hate the Yankees. And I don't just hate the Yankees. The Yankee fans are nothing to write home about either. But they've been losing for a long time, so now they're a little more easy to take. But when they were winning all those World Series, it was just like, shut up. I'm sure most of those people are now Patriot fans. Tyler Schollenberger said, "If you missed the show earlier, you missed me bringing out the A game in top form on the trolls." That is true. That is very true. Troll extermination should be a sport. And if it was, Tyler Schollenberger would be first ballot Hall of Famer. So anyway, the games we have going on now, the Yankees and Rays and Padres and Dodgers will keep you up throughout the rest of the program. Let's update you on just what's going on, excuse me, and what will be going on for the rest of the week. Let's see, the Rays and the Yankees will play again tomorrow, at 7 Eastern. And then if they need to, Thursday and Friday. The A's and Astros, same schedule, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. The Astros could close that out tomorrow. Their game starts at 3:30. In the NL, it's every single day till Saturday. Nobody has a lead there. The first game is tonight, and we'll see what transpires there. The Braves and the Marlins, they had their first game just tonight, and they're on the same one-a-day schedule as everybody else. The two championship series will begin for the AL on Sunday, and for the NL on Monday. They'll be playing in San Diego in the American League and Arlington, Texas in the National League. Tyler Schellenberger says, I appreciate that honor and will defend it proudly. And Dolores says, Tyler, my hero. Much as I hate to say it, I don't think I can call the ALDS series between the Rays and the Yankees. I think it's going to be really, really, really close. I do think the Astros are going to take care of the A's. I'm picking the Dodgers over the Padres and Atlanta over Miami. We will see how that works out. I don't know what that is from a seed standpoint. Miami was an 8 seed. No, that was Milwaukee. Miami was a 6 seed, and Atlanta's a 2 seed. The other one, the Padres are a 5 seed, LA a 1 seed. But that 5 seed's Padres 4 seed. That's a little misleading because I think they had a better than 4th record. Morty Vickers said Siler was a knight. Oh, here we go. Tyler said, I think the Braves are going to surprise everyone and finally pull it off again in the National League. I do have them facing the Dodgers in the NL Championship Series, but I don't know. I just think this feels like the Dodgers' year. I think the Dodgers feel like they were, and rightfully so, wrongly done in by the Astros. I think they've got something to prove, but we will see. Morty Vickers says he was a knight in shining armor today for you for sure. Yeah, those trolls. I do invite them, and they are jerks to people in the room. It's kind of a rule. It's the same rule on this show. You say anything you want about me, and you can have good-natured ribbing with other people in the chat room or if you call in. But getting out of line, no. I'll just go, look, you're out of line. You're out of line, all right? You're out of line. And then they'll be escorted from the room. Tyler Schellenberger says, Dolores, I think you're probably the first person in my life ever to refer to me as their hero. That cannot be true. Morty Vickers said, so weird watching a ref talk through the plexiglass window like hockey in the NBA. It is pretty weird. Tyler Schellenberger said, what happens if the Astros were to come back and win it all again this year after their cheating scandal with stealing signals? Well, that would be simply as a result of nobody in the stands. Can you imagine the Astros having to play a 162-game schedule, so 81 games on the road, with everyone there screaming just the worst things they can about them, and players getting plunked like crazy? They had to put a stop to that at the beginning of the season. I'm like, hey, man, if you can go cheat and win a championship, you can take a baseball in the side. Every single game. Every game. I don't know why more sanctions weren't levied against them. And I understand the dollars and cents of it. But when that sort of thing has happened in soccer, they dock a team 10 points. They have no problem at all going, man, you're going to start the season 0-5 from a point stand. We don't care how many games you win. At the end of the season, we're taking 10 points off your deal. Morty Vickers says, if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. Dip, duck, dive, dip, duck, and dive. Something like that. Dip, dive, dodge, and dive or something. I don't remember. I have it here on Blu-ray. Right now we've got LA 49, Miami 47, and that's how it will end at halftime. Miami's got to feel pretty good about that half of basketball. Down only 2 to the Lakers is not a bad spot to be in at halftime. Certainly better than games 1 and 2. So that's the update there. Let's go to baseball here real quickly and see what we got. Real quickly. Bottom of the fifth, still Tampa 5, New York 4. And in the top of the second, no outs, man on first for the Padres. So maybe there's something a little working there for San Diego. Tyler Schellenberger said, can't say I disagree. They deserved it for trying to ruin the integrity of the game. Trying, succeeding. And cheaters never win, winners never cheat. But in that case, they did, and they did. And it sucked, too, because I have a lot of friends in Houston and a company I work for in Houston, and I was kind of happy for them. And now I'm so not happy for them. You know? It sucks. I don't understand why the Astros get to keep their World Series trophy. I don't. There is a writer here, Phil Barber, that says, don't strip them, mock them, revile them, call them asterisks, wear a bootleg Houston jersey, and join the drum bangers in right field. But don't argue for taking the World Series trophy. Don't fall in line with others. Don't support the city of Los Angeles City Council, the Los Angeles City Council's resolution urging Major League Baseball to take recent championships from the Houston Astros and the Boston Red Sox, who imported the scam, and award them to the Dodgers. This guy says he understands the sentiment. You know, there you go. Man, the owner said, our opinion, this didn't impact the game. Wow. Man. Where does he say, why not to do it? To retroactively vacate a championship in baseball or otherwise let sports' highest decision makers off the hook. It gives them a do-over they don't deserve. No, it doesn't. Man. Everybody knew it, but MLB did nothing beyond wagging a finger. He said that's one reason he's 100% in favor of getting Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens into the Baseball Hall of Fame. Okay, this guy has just lost all credibility. And he has a job. Maybe it's a clickbait job. I don't know. Morty Vicker says, true, they had more proof against them than Pete Rose. Yeah, they sure did. And take it away. They've done it in basketball. You know, they did it in NC. Remember Memphis? They took away all their stuff. Did they do Kentucky once? I mean, they don't deserve it. If you want to leave it vacant and there is no champion that year, fine. I'd give it to the Dodgers. But then you got to go back and look at everybody Houston played in the playoffs, including the Yankees. And what about them? But still, you don't get to keep that. Scumbags. You know what I hate the worst about Houston? You know, if the manager and assistant managers and all that, coaches, if they're in on it, fine. If you're a utility infielder, you're not going to have any effect on wanting that changed. Maybe even certain other players. You know, you gotta live with these guys. You got to play for them if they're the manager. But after they got found out, wouldn't you expect some contrition? Wouldn't you expect some guys to come out and go, hey, look, if we lost and the other team cheated like that, I would feel rotten. You know, I would feel like I really got hosed over. None of that. All of the Astros, to a man, are so. It didn't mean anything. So. We're still awesome. You know, it's just jerks. Tyler Schellenberger said Pete Rose deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. In all honesty, as he's one of the greatest Major League Baseball players of all time. Yeah, he does. Without question. So does probably shoeless Joe Jackson. But baseball has got to get over itself with these unwritten, unviolatable rules, you know. They really do. Now, there is a valid case to be made for Pete doesn't getting into the Hall. I don't agree with it, but it's not outlandish. It's not ridiculous. But a lot of baseball stuff is ridiculous. You don't show up a pitcher. If that guy can throw heat by you 3 pitches and strike you out and make you look like a fool, where's the don't show up a hitter? You know how many relief pitchers I've seen pumping their fist and doing their little dance out there on the mound? How come nobody said anything about that? You don't show up a pitcher. You don't go yard when you're up 10-0. What do you mean? Sure you do. Yeah, Morty Vickers says, see Padres. I couldn't believe that this year when everybody was mad at the guy for parking one. What, he didn't have a contract? He didn't have incentive clauses? He didn't want to make the All-Star team? He, when he retires, doesn't want to be in the Hall of Fame or whatever else? Come on, man. It's sports. You know how many soccer matches I was in an indoor game and we got lit up 9-3? You think I once went, hey, man, after that 8th goal, you guys should have just laid off? Baloney. You can put it past me, put it past me. Because there's going to be plenty of other games when you can't. When my defenders are doing what I tell them to do. You don't leave one over the middle then. Yeah. Oh, and by the way, managers, don't bring that kid up from Fort Wayne in September when you're out of the race just to save a few arms for a few days. You know? Don't expect somebody to lay off that. Please. Don't ever expect that. Football's another one. You'll see like Kansas State beat somebody 63-0. I think they annihilated Ball State one year, and Bill Snyder, the Kansas State coach, comes in and goes, hey, well, when I got here, we got beat real bad too one time, and I got our program. And I'm like, okay, first of all, I get it. Not a bad point, but get the hell out of our locker room. Okay? You know what I'm saying? Write us a letter, send us a video, but get the hell out of our locker room. Now, by the same token, man, if you can score 63 or 58 points or whatever it was, we could always forfeit. We could always just say, hey, ref, we've had enough. You keep running out there. Come on, man. You put their third stringers in. You think those guys don't want to score? You think those guys don't have parents? You think those guys don't want to impress the coach? It's sports. Stop it. I can see maybe in a junior high game or even a high school game if I saw some team in Dallas that was like ranked in the top 5 in the state, played some prep school that never had a team, and they beat them like 150-0. Okay, maybe that's a little much. Maybe you go into the 4 corners for that. But then again, maybe not. Morty said, sad to see a team not back their own boy. Team first. It's not like you're defending him for beating his old lady. There was a guy, and I saw it on John Boy. I know Morty's familiar with John Boy, the YouTube guy. He hit his first major league home run, and he just went ape around the ball, around the bases, and maybe watched it a little too long, and the other team starts a brawl, or tries to. The team he hit it for came out and was like, guys, it's his first homer. Could you just lay off a little? Please? Come on. Morty said he wasn't slam dunking on the special needs kid the other team put in when they're up by 20. Exactly. But who was the dude on the Reds? There was a video I saw the other day. It was a baseball revenge video. And they kept hitting this guy. He crushed 1 out or 2 out one day, maybe 3. And the next day, the first thing they do is hit him. Well, guess what he does his next at-bat? Crushes another out. So they hit him again. Crushes another 1 out. It's like, yeah, just keep hitting me, man. Just keep hitting me. But I don't go for any of that stuff. When I was in high school, not every high school had a soccer team. And so occasionally we would play a team that it was their first year. And am I going to say that we took it super easy on them? No. Some of them we'd beat 10 or 11-0. But the point is, we could have beat them 30-0. Easily. Without even trying. So we did take it easy. Did we punish them? Yeah, we punished them a little. But on the other hand, it was like at a certain point, it's like drowning a puppy. Yeah, you can do it, but why? Oh, yeah, Morty says stoke the fire. Yeah, I love it when dudes do that. I love it when somebody takes a shot at Larry Bird and then he goes for 40 and 2 quarters on him. I love that stuff. Absolutely love it. But baseball needs to get over itself on a whole bunch of unwritten rules. Another thing baseball needs to do is rein in those umpires. Hard. Those umpires really need a choke chain. Bottom of the 5th, Tampa has jumped out to a 6-4 lead, 1 down, man on first. So they're not done in the bottom of the 5th. And top of the 2nd, 2 outs. Bags are juiced. Still a 0-0 score. Still halftime in that Game 4 of the NBA Finals. Tyler Schollenberger says, I once got a 2-game suspension for beating the hell out of a kid that spit on me during a game in the dugout. Yeah. That's understandable. The beating, not the suspension. I never got, I did get ejected from one game. One game in the 1,000+ that I played, I got ejected. But I don't even remember, other than that red card, I don't think I got even a yellow. Other than that, I might have, but I don't recall it. I'd be surprised if I did. I was a very clean, dirty player. I only did bad things when the ref wasn't watching. Morty Vickers says, UFC, Spider Silva dancing and mocking the whole fight, gets knocked out, leaning in with his hands down. Best instant karma in years. Yeah, that was cool. But Tyler Schellenberger, it will interest you to know that I received my red card for spitting on the other team's bench. And they had it coming. And I was smart enough to do it when I knew there was only a minute left in the match. Had the full support and high fives of my whole team. It's great. It was their ref, too. Some homer ref. We got jobbed one time at this much smaller school that had a really good soccer team. I'm not saying they weren't good. They were. But they probably weren't going to beat us. And we went down to their place, and the ref kicked 2 of our players out within the first 5 minutes. So we're playing 9-on-11. And we found out after the game that the ref was the coach's brother. Well, unfortunately for them, it was a home and away. So they had to come to our place about 3 weeks later. And we got a real ref. Guy I'm real good friends with, actually, on Facebook now. And 11-0. And if we could have scored 50 on him, we would have. Karma, baby. It's called karma, baby. Man, that second half still hasn't started. How long do they take for halftime in the NBA? Like a week? Please, let's go. We've been on here for a while, and there's still half-timing. I hate for any of those NBA players that are making bajillions of dollars to have to suit it back up in 10 minutes. Come on. There's a lot of really great UFC karma moments, though. And they have the touch of class at the start. I like it when fighters do that. I don't necessarily weigh against fighters that I was shaking the floor, that don't. It's like, hey, we're going to fight. I'm going to beat your brains in. I don't want to touch your glove. I want to touch your face with my glove. I don't have a problem with that. But if they don't touch gloves at the referee part, like Ronda Rousey didn't to Holly Holm, then I want their head caved in. And I got my wish on that fight. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. And Joe Rogan gushing over Ronda Rousey. And Ronda Rousey refusing to touch gloves. Well, of course she didn't. It's pretty hilarious to me. I like Joe Rogan a lot, don't get me wrong. It's hilarious to me how high he was on Ronda Rousey and how quick he jumped off that bandwagon. Lost a lot of cred with me on that. Morty Vickers says, I was convinced this year that the whole softball league I coached for my daughter was called because of COVID, because they all knew we were going to the ship and going to win. No joke, Tom. I hate that. I hate that so many good teams got robbed of their... Its chances are few and far between, and so you got to make the most of them, and a lot of people got their chance taken away. Let's see here. Tyler Schoenberger says, watching Ronda Rousey get knocked out and humbled the hard way was hilarious. Oh, yeah, 2 fights in a row. And by the way, we all saw what she was made of. I'm done. I'm going to go do fake wrestling and be in movies. Morty Vickers says, 8U is brutal. It's still tied. 10:28 into the third. Still tied. Looks like we had a foul there. Looks like Mr. Jimmy Butler is at the free throw line. Yep. And he hits his throws. Morty Vicker wants the Dodgers update. All right, here we go. Bottom of the second, no outs. 0-0 still. Yankees, Marlins, Rays, excuse me. Top of the sixth, man on first, nobody out for the Yanks. Yeah, I played, my high school career. Our team was like 114-4 and whatever amount of ties we had. Not that many. I think it was 114-4-4. 2 of those 4 losses were in the state championship. You want to talk about being gutted. 2 years in a row, 2, by the way. Just that second year, the first year was like, man, that second year was just, it hurt. We just worked so hard to get back there, and it hurt. And after that, we lost in the semi-state in my senior year. Even though I had 17 shutouts in 23 games, including an 11-match string, it still wasn't as bad as losing in those 2 state finals. And after that, all I wanted to do was win championships. That's all. I don't care men's league, what it was. That's all I wanted to do. I wanted as many of them as I could get. I got on an indoor team that we went 3 years without losing a match. And they had sessions. They had like 10-game sessions that you'd play for a championship. So we won a whole bunch of those. But boy, look, they schedule a game. They put lines on a field. And they blow a whistle or they say play ball or whatever they do. And then it's on. It's on. Whatever happens. And you better bet if you're going to try as hard as you can that the other team's going to do it. And Morty Vicker, I scored 4 touchdowns in a single game for Polk High, Tom. I feel you. Hey, 4 touchdowns in one game. Yep. Well, but you righted that ship, Morty. You work at that shoe store now, right? I'm kidding. Oh, dear. Let's see. We got Miami 54, LA 52, 8:45 in the third. Up goes, man, he just got schooled. Whoa. Butler got the ball just yanked out of his hand on a rebound. Just taken from him. Just taken from him. Anyway, LA with the ball now. And Miami knocks it out. It's Robinson, I think, that knocked it out. Man, oh man. I hated it that I can't see the names as well as I used to. Okay. Morty Figures says, yeah, almost a manager after only 25 years. Well, you got a good spot in the mall there. And what was the line? Bundy says something to the lady as she's walking out. You wouldn't say that to my face. Of course you'd say that when my back is turned. Well, I'd say it to your face, except I only got to have a tank of gas in my car. There's a great Al Bundy supercut on YouTube. It's like 10 minutes long or something. Just nothing but insult. Really good. It's really good. LA 55, Miami 54. 8 minutes left in the third quarter. Let me refresh this page here. I got to refresh my page because right now it has that not so fresh feeling. Just saying. Let's see here. Still Tampa 6, New York 4. Nobody out. Men on first. For the Yankees, bottom of the second, nobody out. Dodgers and Padres still deadlocked at 0. I'm thinking that Miss Tom Gulley Show 2020 is watching that match. LA now 57, Miami 54. Timeout, Heat. Probably a good timeout to call. But tell you what. Some of these unwritten rules. The one in football, you can't lose your position due to an injury. Yeah, tell that to Drew Bledsoe. And tell that to him. Brady comes in, starts racking up wins. You think Belichick went back to him? No, thank you. I don't understand that. A lot of coaches still do that in the NFL. Dolores Colbert says Miami is missing shots. They are now. They weren't earlier. But they're only down by 3. Again, to L.A., 8 minutes left in the third. That ain't bad. Well, previous games, they were already out by now. You know, it's already a 12, 14-point bulge. Bulge is what they say. But, yeah. When is the next game after tonight? He said, wondering with his handy-dandy thing here. Schedule. Let's just look at the schedule, shall we? Okay, so we got a game tonight, and the next game will be Friday, and the following game, so Game 5 is Friday, Game 6 would be Sunday, and Game 7, I have to imagine, would be Tuesday or Wednesday, maybe? Let's just see, shall we? I think we shall, if there is a 7th game. Come on now. There we go. That would be Tuesday. If there's a 7th game, it'll be on Tuesday. So that's what we've got going on, folks. Not a lot of sports going on. We're about to, the NBA is going to end. Major League Baseball is going to end. We're going to have, from the middle of October to whenever they start all this stuff back up again, and who knows when that'll be. NFL. That's it. I think hockey's going to start up again in December, if I remember correctly. But, and the English Premier League. Let's not forget the English Premier League. Let's never forget the English Premier League. And MLS, I don't know what's going on with it. They were going from March to December anyway for many years. And they shortened up the playoff process so it ended a little sooner because it was dragging on. They were having home and aways that were a week apart, and it just wasn't working out. Let's see here. Heat has taken a full timeout. 7:22 left in the third. It's LA 59, Heat 54. So I think that's a smart timeout by the Heat because things could get out of hand pretty quick. Kings made some great picks. Draft today, right? Yes. Yes, you have that correct. The Rangers select Lafreniere with number 1 pick. So, number 1 overall, excuse me. Consensus number 1 prospects to open the draft. The Rangers, like they're going to do anything with that, please. At number 2, the LA Kings selected center Quentin Byfield of the Ontario Hockey League. And at number 3, the Ottawa Senators chose forward Tim Stutzle of Germany. The Rangers also had the number 22 overall pick, chose to deal that slot to the Calgary Flames later in the night. New York sent number 22 and a third-round choice, number 72, to Calgary for the number 19 overall. The Rangers, tucked in between 2 picks of their rivals, the New Jersey Devils, at numbers 18 and 20, chose Canadian defenseman Braden Schneider at that spot. Yes, the Kings had the number 2 overall. Once again, that was center Quentin Byfield of the Ontario Hockey League. They keep showing me this picture in the sponsored area. It'd be on the far right. I'll show it to you. Here, let's get that up close. I haven't clicked it, but I kind of want to for 2 big reasons. There you go. There you go. That's all I'm going to say about that. That's really all I'm going to say about that for the time being. Lakers 62, Heat 57, 6:33 left in the third. Morty says hot. Dolores says back-to-back three-pointers. Yeah. Back-to-back trays. Middle of the sixth, it's still Tampa 6, New York 4. Bottom of the second, 1 down, man on first. Dodgers got a little something working, but that score is still 0-0. Morty Vickers says, snice, Ms. Colbert. Snice. Let's see, and there's a terrible free throw shot. Is that Howard? Well, let me see here. No, that's not Duncan Robinson. No, it's LeBron. Misses the first of 2. Nice job, LeBron. Oh, it's the NBA Finals. No wonder he didn't hit it. No wonder. And he hits the second one. 63 Lakers, 57 Heat. Oh, man, Robinson showing a little dribble action. Morty Vickers says, burn. Yeah. And there's a 3 for the Heat, and kaboom, shakalaka. I tell you what. Came off a nice screen. So it's now Lakers 63, Miami 60. That's got to be a travel. Sprawls on the floor. He just called a timeout, but still. Morty Vickers said he came out in a Kobe tribute shirt tonight. I did see that. Lakers full timeout. Who hit that 3? I think it was Robinson. Yeah. It's not the rookie. Yeah, it's Robinson. He buried that thing. So Lakers taking a full timeout. That means there's be a commercial. Yeah, LeBron, I saw that Kobe tribute shirt he was wearing. That was actually one of the ESPN news stories. You know, it's always LeBron not buys new type of toilet paper. They've always got something. They've always got something with LeBron. Let's see here. We still won out with the Dodgers. Let me check that game out real quick. Peterson batting for the Dodgers, a DH, and Johnson pitching for the Padres. Let's see. It looks like a 1-2 count currently. And 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, man at first. And that would be Bellinger at first base. Morty Vickers says, do you think it's as big a deal as everyone is making that he left the game early last game? Yeah, I do. Peterson strikes out on a 95-mile-an-hour sinker. Struck out swinging. So, yipe. Rosie says, not this year, Tyler. Hope he loses in the finals again. I'm sorry. Leaving like that, it's kind of a only I can do this thing, and I hate that. I just hate it. Taylor at bat right now for the Dodgers, and it's 2 outs, man on first. So I just don't dig that. You know what I mean? Sit there, take your medicine. Morty Vickers says, Kobe and MJ have done it too, from what I hear. Can't confirm. During the finals? I don't recall MJ doing that. I don't recall Kobe doing it either, but maybe they did. Maybe they did. If they did it, it was wrong when they did it too. I don't like it when they did it too. I just doesn't seem like MJ to me in the finals. I can see him do it during a regular season or even a lesser playoff series, but maybe. I don't know. Maybe. I just don't dig stuff like that. I'd never do it. You know? Never did. Care how bad we're getting beat. Just stay there. Of course, was I ever on the sidelines to be able to do it? No. I was in the game, so. Tyler says, yeah, but at least MJ was a team player, unlike LeBron. Got to go along with that, but I will give LeBron this as far as that goes. MJ had a coach that made it a team thing. That team function, it operated in a certain fashion due to the strengths of the players. And I think today's NBA, they're like, let's get as many good players as we can and let them do their thing. I don't think there's not nearly as much of a team strategy. Nor can you play defense. Breathe on a guy, they call a foul. Got no defense, no mo. I do love how these guys chirp at each other, though. I do love that. Let's see here. Still Lakers 63, Miami 60. Somebody's going to the line here. Let's see who it is. I think it's one of the Lakers. No. It's a Heat player. Boom. First one's good. Miami 61, Lakers 63. AD has got 8 points so far. Yipe. Morty Vickers says, can't confirm, just heard. Probably not a finals game. I think people just love to hate LeBron, but I never turn my back on my team. Still not a LeBron fan. Here's my thing about LeBron. Do I think he's an incredible player? Yes. Do I think he's one of the greatest players of all time? Yes. Would I take him before MJ? Never. Would I take him before Magic? Never. Would I take him before Bird? Never. But that doesn't mean I don't think he's one of the top 5 or 10 players in history. But I sure wouldn't want the ball in his hands with the game on the line in an NBA Finals game. Just wouldn't want it. Also, I'm not saying he wouldn't have been incredible back in the day. But that dude doesn't have to face the kind of defense that, MJ had to face. Just not. How do you think LeBron would fare against the Nasty Boys from Detroit? Okay, you beat Mahorn off the dribble. Then Lambeer nails you. Then you keep going. And you know what I'm saying? Just don't think he would fare as well. But maybe he would change his game. You can't blame LeBron for the fact that the game's the way it is. On a few teams, I think you get into this cycle where the best players get to kind of pick the coach that they want, and that's probably going to be the coach that lets them do whatever they want. And so there were a few teams that LeBron was on where he just got way too many touches. Way too many. And when it came down to crunch time, his teammates didn't know how to play because he took all the touches. Morty Vickers says, I think he couldn't take a punch from Rodman. He's sus. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Can you see Kevin McHale taking him down? Tyler Schoenberger said, I would have loved to see LeBron match up with Rodzilla or Shaq in their primes. Yeah, well, LeBron probably would have been, I don't know who would have guarded him. I mean, James Worthy would have given him fits. You know? Kurt Rambis. Ooh, Kurt Rambis would have given, you know. Morty Vickers says, +1, Tyler. Yeah. Lakers are up 65-62, 3:51 left in the third. And the guy's over at the plexiglass right now, just like the hockey. I don't know what he's saying, but let's see. Lakers had the ball. And wow, that is a long three. LeBron just hit a three from about 5 feet beyond the three-point line at the top of the arc. So that's what the three-point lead's for. LeBron needs a coach that can put him in check. Yeah, I think that ship has sailed at his age. I think it's a foregone conclusion. Man's already grown. You can't raise him over again, in the words of B.B. King. Let's see here. Tampa 7, New York 4 now. That's in the bottom of the sixth. The Dodgers and San Diego still 0-0. Still a man at first, but 2 down. So and by the way, that inning has now ended. So you go to the top of the third with LA and San Diego tied at 0. Still the bottom of the sixth. 1 out. And Tampa now has that 3-run lead. So the Rays looking to tie that series up at a game apiece. So there we go. Morty Vickers says, too little, too late. Dolores said that last three-pointer didn't count, was made after a whistle. Okay, so he must have got fouled on the front end of that, or something happened away from the ball. He still drained it. And that was from deep water. That was from downtown. That was from Leroy distance. Steal from the Heat. Oh, my God. He just got absolute. That's got to be a 1 or a 2. That foul. That was a. Let's see here. It wasn't Rondo, but Jimmy Butler made the big steal. He goes in for the reverse layup, and LeBron took him down. And then LeBron immediately appeals to the ref like, I didn't really. So Butler's going to shoot free throws. Second foul on LeBron. And nails the first one. Butler hits his free throws now. That man puts him down. A lot of points in the paint, and he don't miss his free throws. You can't not like that. I know a lot of people had problems with Butler before he got traded, and I sure didn't. He was surrounded by nothing but garbage. Nothing but garbage. So anyway, I think I'm going to let you folks watch the end of this NBA Game 4. 3 from, the Lakers just drained another 3. Ooh, Mama Kuzma just nailed it. So it's 68 Lakers, 64 Miami. Butler got the ball, throws it out of bounds. Not even a tip. Morty Vickers says, I'm going against your girl and going for the Padres. I like the youth they have. Well, you're not just going. I'm I'm going that way too. I thought they were the best team in baseball this year for what it was worth, shortened season. But anyway, that's all we got tonight for the Sports Spectacular. We will be back here tomorrow at 7 p.m. Pacific time, and we'll update you on everything in Major League Baseball. We'll maybe talk a little bit about this game that's just now ending. Possession by the Heat, and missed 3, and Heat get the ball back. It's 68-64. Up goes the Heat player, and it rims out. Yeah, it's going to be... You got to keep those Lakers within sight, man. You got to keep them with sight. And they just drained a 3, so now the lead's 7. Like I said, how long can you hold off the Lakers? Not forever. Anyway, that's going to do it for us tonight. We'd like to thank Morty Vicker, Dolores Colbert, Rosie Williams, and others for watching us. Tyler Schollenberger, of course. Morty Vicker says, the great show as usual. Peace, everyone. Hope you have an awesome night. Hope you guys have an awesome night. You are awesome. And I really, really appreciate you supporting this show. That's very, very gratifying. So with that being said, we will wish all of you, especially out there in the Quad Cities with Tyler Schollenberger, good night and good sports.